What's up, y'all, and welcome to the 2022 Men's Expo, right? Men's Springin 4th. I want to welcome you guys to the show today. This is our third episode this month. We have one more left, but until then, let's go ahead and get this thing started right. All right, y'all, so welcome aboard. Hey, do what y'all normally do, man. Whenever we come on this thing, give me your hearts, give me the likes, share it, give me the stars, all that good stuff. Hey, keep in mind, though, guys, we are founded by The Hope Show, which comes on every Saturday at 5:35 p.m. Central Standard Time. So we are branded off of them, and guess what? We're going to make this thing great today. Hey, we do got some guest co-hosts, as you guys know, every Sunday this month at 5 p.m. we will have guest hosts. So we got this Saturday, and then we have one more final Saturday, which is going to be next Saturday. But until then, let me bring in our first co-host of the evening will be, let's see which one I'm ready. All right, so our first co-host of the evening is going to be Clint Arnell Tillman. What's up, Clint? Bring it in. Come on in. Tell the people who you are, where you from.
What's up, bro? How you doing?
Going on, man? How you doing? Doing all right today?
All
right. So that's our first co-host, Clint. I think he got a little internet issues right now because I think it's frozen. All right, can you hear me?
Can you hear me?
Okay, I can hear you now. All right, so you can go ahead and introduce yourself to the people, Clint, so they kind of know who you are.
My name is Clint Luke. I'm 40. I'm born in there for the art. Although I did, go to the military for a while back in the day. Did you hear that? I don't know what's going on, but
Gotcha. It's all right. It's all right. Breaking up just a little bit. I mean, we'll work through it. So I understand you said you was in the military in the back. Is that what you said? Hey, Clint, let's do this. If you have to log out and log back in, go ahead and do so if you need to. Okay, cool. So we'll go ahead and introduce okay. In the meantime, we'll go ahead and introduce our next co-host of the evening, Mr. Kevin KT Towners. What's up, man?
It's Towns, bro.
Towns. Okay, my bad.
What's going on?
Not much, man. Just gotta introduce yourself to the people, let them know what's going on.
Nothing much. My name is Kevin Towns. Everybody basically know me as KT. I'm originally from Chicago. I moved down here in high school, went to the military, served in Operation Iraqi War Freedom. I did that war, did about 3-4 tours over there. Government contracted off and on for a while.
Okay,
just
cool.
Did what I had to do as a grown person, grown man, and now here I am, getting ready to give some input on some good positive stuff.
Yes, sir. We definitely thank you for your service.
Ain't no problem.
All right, so let's do one thing that I normally do. So we try to wait on Clint to come back in. I do see some people in the comments. What's up, Miss Jackie Kyle? We got Ashley in the comments. What's up, Mr. Nick? Sprinkle of glam in the comments. Let's see here. All right, y'all. So as we waiting on Clint, we'll go ahead and move forward on what we're gonna do today. Right before we get into that, so if you guys don't know, they're all watching today. So we're doing a Men Expo, Men's Springin 4th. Today, our topic is the strength of it all, quote unquote heroes. So right before we jump into that and get into that mix, what I want to do is just give you guys a little recap of what we've been doing for the past 2 weeks, in each episode. Quite say that myself because and from the millennial view, because this is what I do. I try to go back to thinking of myself in any situation, walking into a room or trying to be nice or being the best guy that
stigmatize us just because I may walk in with a hoodie on, or because I got a Raider cap on and it's turned to the side or anything like that. That's just appearance. It's what comes out of a man. It's what's going to change.
You have to realize that everything that we do is going to get looked at, and we have to have that wisdom, that God wisdom, that common sense wisdom, that listening to what mama and daddy used to say. Now I understand why mama and daddy say come in before.
All right. So that was episode 2, which was titled Stigma. Clint, can you hear us clearly here today, right now?
Yeah, here you can.
A little bit. All right. So guys, that was episode 2. Episode 2, of course, is about stigma, men's stigma. Episode 1 was a little bit different. It was our very first episode. Let me just give you a quick recap of the first episode, and then we'll move right into our episode today.
Your state of mind. And as men, we taught to not show emotions. And even me being a father, I teach my kid, hey, stop that crying. But there's just a man, a kid showing his emotions. So all our life, men are taught to be strong, right? I show my emotions now. Now I do. You know what I mean? Sometimes if you hold in all that emotions, it'll break down and it's gonna come out on its own.
Yeah.
So,
good. You'll start thinking differently because the thing is when they say men ain't this, men ain't that, it's like that's all you're looking for when you gonna run into that next man. You say he ain't this, he ain't that. That's it. That's all in your brain. So every time you run into somebody else, you still got what he ain't instead of what he is.
Or what he can be.
Yeah, what he can.
So you can be so heavenly bound and no earthly good. You know what I'm saying?
Oh man, I love that.
You gotta realize, yes, I believe in God, I believe in Jesus Christ. I'm a spiritual minded person, but at the same time, you cannot not acknowledge how you feeling. And it's like, Yeah.
I told this girl the other day, ever since I was a little kid, all I heard was men ain't this, men ain't that.
Right.
Well, how about we start speaking positivity and then that way we can start having some
good, you'll start thinking differently because the thing is when they say men ain't this, men ain't that, it's like that's all you're looking for when you gonna run into that next
problem is we don't know who we are. We don't know who we are. Our identity, we find our identities in so many different things. And I don't want to veer off because I can veer off and go whole different directions with this, but people commit suicide. I'll just say this. I won't go off into the story, but people commit suicide because of identity and identity crisis. So we have to find our identity in things that are strong and stable. I didn't want to turn this into a whole religious Christian thing.
No, you good, bro. You good.
But man, I tell you, man, you got to find your identity in your maker, man. God created you. What does God say about you? Find out what God says about you. Oh, where do you find that? In the Bible.
Yeah. I'm having these issues. I'm having these problems. I'm having these things that's going on with me that I just can't release. I've been holding this grudge about this individual for a few years, and it's tearing me up inside. But I never told nobody, and I can't release it. You know what I'm saying? So I think that.
Oh my God.
All right, y'all. So that was episode 1. Men Springin Forth Expo 2022. All right, y'all. So let's lead this charge today and get this thing started. So again, the topic today is the strength is men springing forth, but the topic today is the strength of it all, quote unquote heroes. So I'm gonna start off with saying heroes and strength of it all to try to get this explanation out to all those that may be wondering, like, what do you mean by strength of it all, heroes? So the first episode, the second episode was stigma, right? And then one of the first episodes were God darn it, I did the episode. Emotions. That's what it was. So the first episode was emotions. The second episode was stigma. So if you guys watch the first and the second episode, you'll understand kind of more so what this episode is going to be about. But strength of it all. So just a quick example of what we mean by strength of it all. There is someone that passed the stigma. There's someone that's passed the emotions, and they came to a point in their life where now they are a hero. Now they are someone that, even with those obstacles that was in their way, the stigma, the emotions, and other obstacles that men face now today, they actually surpassed all of that, and now they are a hero. Now, we still fight things every day. Don't get me wrong. Still fight those things every day. But there's opportunity for us as men to overcome some of the things that people say or do against us. So I'll leave it to, we'll start with Lionel, if you want to go ahead and start on the strength of it all, a hero, quote unquote. Frozen again, it sound like. All right. Seems like you're having some issues with his internet again. We'll move over to KT, and we'll see if he has that hero or someone he knows that, you know, strength of it all. Could be him. We don't know. Go ahead, Ron.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you pretty good.
Yeah, when it comes to strength, I'm the epitome of strength. You know, I come from nothing. Like, absolutely nothing. Was that, you know, you experience certain things in your life at certain times. I experienced a lot at a young age.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just about getting through it, because you'll never get over everything in life. It's always going to be there until you take your last breath. And that takes strength. I did over 1,100 days in the Operation Iraqi War. That takes strength. I was in foster homes. That takes strength. I went without meals. That takes strength. It takes strength to wake up every day just during this pandemic. And it ain't even about, you know, me per se, everybody. You just got to be strong enough to put yourself in other people's shoes. See, that's the thing. People wake up in the morning and forget his three fingers pointing back at you while you just steady pointing at one with what's wrong, what's wrong.
Mm-hmm.
You got to have the intestinal fortitude to just keep on going. And that's just how it goes, you know. But everybody also comes from different backgrounds. And what I'm starting to understand now is everybody's not as strong as me. I used to be like a real butthole. If I sensed that you was weak, I disregarded you. You was a casualty to me. You was a weak link in the chain. You got to go. But now, you know, I started thinking a little bit different, because you got to get out of that robotic mode of thinking that the way you move, the way you think is the only way to move and think. It's layers to strength. Where you know, got a plethora of strength, you weak in the area. And where you weak at, it's another person that's strong. But I mean,
Gotcha.
Strength means so much to me. It's tatted in my blood. Faith, family, strength. Only the strong survive. You know, it's all I really know is that I'm the epitome of strength. And you got to condition that strength constantly, every day. Every day, every day. You can't take a time out on your strength. You gotta condition that strength, or you will get ate up out here, because it is the jungle. And either you the predator or you on the plate.
I can agree with that. So KT say he the strength. So when I think of this and I think of the strength of it all and heroes, those type of things like that, I'm quite similar to what he stated as far as who's strength, who's not. But I want to turn it around just a little bit, only because I would say this guy is my hero, but at the same time, he was also a part of a downfall. So I'm gonna just for a second twist my words a little bit as far as saying hero is the strength of it all. Because when I look back and I think of an uncommon hero, I'll think of my dad. And there's nothing against the man, you know, everything is what it is. But I think of him and I think of how he wasn't there, or how, you know what I'm saying, growing up, I didn't have a dad and all those things that I didn't learn from him. You know what I mean? So I think of him as the best part of me and the worst part of me. So he's like a hero, but then he's not a hero at the same time. And it's weird, and it doesn't make sense, but to me, it makes a whole lot of sense, because all of those things that he wasn't there, it gave me a lot of strength to overcome. Like, you know what I mean? Like, so, you know, dads teach you how to do this, how to do that. I had to teach myself that, or look up to other men, you know what I'm saying, that I knew or in my family, to do certain things that you think your dad would teach you how to do. So I think that strength in movement, like, you know what I'm saying, in learning through other people versus someone actually teaching it to you. So I think that he's my hero, but he's also my downfall. So when I think of things like that and think of men and how it's supposed to actually go, how it's supposed to be in this world, I think of him and say, like, when it comes to that, I think that he's my hero, but also my downfall. So Lionel, I don't know if you ready?
Yeah, can you hear me?
I can hear you very good right now. So,
okay, I had to get off of that phone and get on my laptop.
All right, cool. Appreciate it. All right, so we're back to the strength of it all in heroes. You probably didn't hear what either one of us said, but it's up to you for your strength of it all, hero.
As far as a hero, you know, so to give you guys a frame of reference, my brother passed in 2003, motorcycle accident. So to go even further back in time than that, you know, I was like in a bad space head wise, and me and my brother are, you know, close in age. He was born in 78 and I was born in 81, so we're really close in age. And so, you know, I used to follow him around everywhere that he went. And so back in 98, he decided to join the Navy. And I didn't want to go. You know what I'm saying? It was like, that was the last thing that was on my mind. I did not want to go. But he was telling me, he's like, okay, if you keep getting into trouble and I leave you, I can't protect you anymore. But if you're next to me in the military, I can protect you. You know what I'm saying? So even though I didn't want to, we joined the Navy at the same time. We were in the same division in boot camp. But he was ship's company and I was in a squadron, which means that, you know, he's attached to a ship and I'm attached to a squadron, meaning that, you know, I fly out everywhere. I go to different ships. And it just so happens that the powers that be decided that my squadron was going to be on his ship for 6 months. And it was just like, that's like winning a lottery. You know what I mean? So when I got to his ship, every little thing that I did, he was critiquing me. You know, he's like, okay, I know we under different commands, but we all under the same command on this ship. But he's like, I command you though. You my little brother. You know what I mean? And I remember one day I was on the flight deck and it was pitch black outside. You know, I'm young, I'm 17 years old. I'm thinking that, you know, nothing can happen to me. So I don't know if any one of y'all, I know, Kevin, you said you were in the military, but if you go outside and there's no moonlight and you're in
Internet sucks sometimes, man. That's for sure.
there.
Okay, you said if you're in the moonlight.
So if there's no moonlight and you go out on the flight deck and you put your hand in front of your face like this, you can't see it because that's how pitch black it is in the middle of the ocean. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
And so, like I said, I'm thinking nothing can, happen to me. Now, keep in mind, the flight deck is like almost 20 stories up. And I didn't bring a flashlight outside with me. So I'm thinking I know the way to get where it's light at, but I didn't. And I ended up falling. And I scraped my shin up. So I turned around and went back where I came from. But then they made me go to medical. I get to medical, and my brother, he was downstairs already. I'm like, how did you find this out? How did you find out that I hurt myself that quick? He was like, I didn't know. I just saw you, limping down the hallway. And I'm like, oh, what's wrong with my brother? You know what I'm saying? So that's the type of relationship we had. When we were younger, we really did not like each other. But once we joined the military, it was that level of protection that you can't get from anybody other than your sibling. You know what I'm saying? So fast forward, I ended up getting out of the military before he did. I got out in like 2001, and he didn't get out till like 2002. So I was already home, and I didn't know what I was going to do with my life. September 11th had happened, and I was in aviation, and there was no market for aviation because everything was shut down as far as flights taking off. You know what I'm saying? So I didn't know what I was going to do with my life. And after he came home, he told me it doesn't matter if you don't know, but you got to do something. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
And as soon as I got ready to, a couple of years had passed, and then I'm like, yeah, I should just go back to aviation school. I know about it already. As soon as that happened, the next year, he died.
Internet again.
So I went from having a support system in him to not having anybody. And the way that he died, so I was on the phone with him the night before.
Hey, Clint, let me ask you a real quick question though.
Go ahead.
So you said that y'all went to the military together.
Mm-hmm.
Y'all was in the military together. You went through some challenges in the military and the things that you did. Now, are you saying that your brother is your is he like a hero to you, or is he?
Absolutely. He is my hero. I mean, like I told you earlier, I do have a lot of heroes, but he's like the number one hero in my life because I would not be here if it wasn't for him. You know what I mean?
So let me ask you this question, because our next thing that I want to say is as far as like strength of it all. That's our topic today.
Mm-hmm.
When you think about strength, just offhand, what are some things that gives you the strength to get up and move every day? Things that, what I'm saying, what conditions that strength? How do you what I'm saying, get up and do your thing with it?
Well, going back to him, and I did not always have this, but I hold myself accountable for the things that I do. Mm-hmm. So if I'm laying around and I'm being lazy and I know I need to do something, I go back to like, okay, you can't continue to do this because something's bad.
Oh man. Okay. So of course Lionel froze again. I'll just move over to UKT, and then once he comes back in, we'll try to finish up with that. Because I know he was talking earlier. He was saying earlier that you are the strength. You know what I mean? So, what is that motivates you to keep going and being that strength? Like, how is that? Where's the conditioning that to be the strength? I know the military does different things to you, but you know what I mean?
Nah, it ain't even got nothing to do. Really, the military was like kindergarten as far as my life.
Yeah.
You know, like people here, all you was in the Army. The Army was compared to the things I've seen and witnessed in life, the Army was a cakewalk. You know, that probably sounds like an oxymoron, but that's just what it is. The strength is knowing that God could take it away as quick as he gave it to you. The strength is knowing that even though I have 2 twin sons, they grown men, but I still can't let them down. That's the whole reason why I went to the military. Had I had not had kids, I'd have for sure had been a statistic. I'd have had an address at 123 Graveyard Lane or 345, cell block 20. That's just how it would have went.
Right.
That's just the environment and the soil that I was getting built up in. But God put things in my life to give me that strength, that drive. And the first thing was, them sons of mine. What I look like looking them in the face, telling them I can't take care of them. And I don't care what you went through as a man. If you don't take care of your family, what you here for? And it ain't no such things as excuses and crutches. You got to do it. And every day ain't gonna be a great day. Every day ain't gonna be your worst day. You just got to learn how to keep going and find something that give you that strength. And my main thing that give me that strength is the fact that I got 2 little guys on this earth that look just like me. So I got to keep going. It's a voice in my head that say, keep going. Keep going. Because I ain't never going to look them in their eyes and be less than a man and less than an example of what you're supposed to do. And that probably got sprinkled in me from my father and my grandfather. They're my 2 main, when I think of MenHeros, boop, my father and grandfather off top.
Gotcha.
So it's like, you focus on the good and what you need to do, even if it is all bad, you still got to keep going. And my sons is my number one source of strength and going to get it. Like, I used to get on the airplane for 16 hours just to go get some bread. I got to have it. I got to have it by any means necessary. Go to the Army, bet, let's go. I got in trouble in the military before. It's public enemy number 1.
Me too. Me too.
I got a field grade Article 15. You got two choices, son. We can put that butt out with a dishonorable, or you can go to war. Before he got the word war out of his mouth, I got it out of mine. Send me to war. Because all I'm thinking about is my sons. What I was like giving them an excuse, dad made this decision to do this. So y'all gotta wait on getting taken care of. Nah, it don't work like that. That dog ain't gonna hunt.
But I hear you. I hear you 100%. And sometimes it don't work like that because.
Pause. What you mean? Sometimes it don't work like that.
Nothing against what you're saying. I'm saying in my own experience, it didn't work out like that. So this man had kids, 3 kids, as a matter of fact.
Right. That's why I asked you to pause right quick. That's what I'm saying.
Uh-huh.
Like, you got to look at yourself as being your own hero. Yeah, we all gonna have trauma, and what you saying is it didn't work like that because your father let you down. Am I correct?
Right. But the thing is, he might have let me down. Hold on, he might have let me down. But that doesn't take away from what I am now. You know what I mean? That don't take away from nothing I am now. Because even though I was let down, I own my own business now. So I mean, you know what I mean? So I understand the way that it went in your aspect, but I'm saying in my aspect, I have to take what I've learned from the streets, my parent, my mom, my grandmother, my
right. But you just asked me to elaborate about my strength and where I get mine from. This is not a debate. This is a we sharing things. So I hear what you're saying also, but that's just where my strength come from, is knowing I got babies out here to take care of, and that's just what it is.
Right.
Any means necessary.
So you went through that, but I'm giving my side of what I went through. So you went through, you know what I'm saying, how you do your thing, that's how you do yours. And I'm just giving my aspect of it because we all come from different places and we did different things and we go through different things. So
Can I interject real quick?
In your aspect, hold on, give me 1 second. In your aspect, that's the way it went. And so I'm gonna say mine because this is the basis where I started off. When I started off the conversation, I started off as in my dad being a hero, but not my hero. So I was just finishing that up.
Right, that's when you put the twist on it, though.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? You got the ball in your court. You threw a new rule in the game.
It's okay. We go off and come back a little bit. We ain't got to be strictly on task. Go ahead on that.
Okay, so just to give y'all a little bit of background. So, like I said, I have an older brother. I had 2 older brothers. I have 1 now, and then a younger sister. But my mom, me and my brother who passed that I was telling y'all about, we the only one who have the same mother and father. You know what I'm saying? So for the longest time, my mom, she told me that, my daddy was nothing. And she kept me away from him. I didn't meet my dad till I was 17 years old. Mm-hmm. So when I went to the military, she couldn't stop me from doing anything anymore. So I'm like, I want to meet my dad, which my brother was already in tune with him. I want to meet my dad. Found out my dad was the coolest person on planet Earth. And she was projecting her relationship with him into our childhood. You know what I mean? So she would constantly, he couldn't come to the
internet. All right. I'm not sure what's wrong with Lionel's internet. All right. So basically, within the topic of today, strength of it all, the next thing that we want to go to, you back, man? You want to?
Yeah, I'm back. Can y'all hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah, but I was just saying it absolutely, like, I was not a good person coming up. I had to learn how to be okay with that because it's in the past and I can't remake how my mom feels about my dad. But what I can do is build a better relationship with my dad. And he slowly but surely became one of my heroes.
Cool. So now you look at your dad as another strength in life for you to, keep moving, keep going, right?
Yes.
Got you. All right. So also, when we think about strength of it all and heroes, so I know we say, I was strong doing this, or I was strong doing that. What I want to do, I want to get into. You say I was strong. What? Because when I say the condition of it, I want to say like, what is it? A mind thing? Is it a motivation thing? Like, okay, for KT said his kids. You know what I mean? Lionel, you got your brother, you got your dad. Now that motivates you. That. So, what is something that you would tell somebody how to stay motivated, or even how to build strength in themselves to, move on, move forward?
Well, I would think that nobody is going through anything that anybody else hasn't gone through. And I say that to say, hey, if you know somebody who's going through something or you're going through something at the same time, just know that you can get through it. It's going to be another day. God gives us time. And so whenever the most messed up thing that can happen to you, time is going to pass and you're going to get through it just because time is going to pass. So I know that your worst day is not necessarily your last day. You understand what I'm saying? Time is going to pass and you can move forward. It's just that simple for me.
All right. And so, KT, I have to step away for a second, but for me, I think that as you said, we are going to go through things. Now, I can't say that we don't go through different things, but I will say that every day is a new day, And every day you move forward. Every day that you wake up above the ground, you have an opportunity to change things. You have an opportunity to forgive. You have an opportunity to forget.
Right, exactly.
You have an opportunity to move on. So I would definitely tell anybody, anybody that's out there that, as a man, as an individual, as a kid, as a male, you know what I'm saying? At any point of the day, you have time to move forward. Like when you wake up in the morning, you know what I'm saying? Me personally, I'm gonna thank God that I woke up, my eyes open. You know what I mean? And then I'm gonna move forward. And I'm gonna take every day as if, it's my last day, because tomorrow never been promised to anybody.
And we take that for granted, don't we? Waking up, we take it for granted like it's supposed to be given to us. And, recently I lost like my auntie and one of my cousins in the same week. And it's there's never any reason to think that anything is supposed to be given to you. You have to go out there and go get it. And that's life too. And, one of my big pet peeves about Black men is we don't work out. We don't take care of our bodies. We just think that we're going to live forever. And that's not what the case is. My little cousin, I'm 40. He was 36. Do you know what I'm saying?
That is a stigma that a lot of people say that as men get older, they just tough it up and not go, get checked and wellness checked. But there is also there's some truth to that in certain people, and and others, they do what they're supposed to do. So I definitely believe that that is something that people say a lot. I have a friend. His dad actually passed away from prostate cancer, I think it is. One of those. But the reason why is because he never wanted to go get it checked out. He always said, I'm good, I'm tough, I'm this, I'm that. You know what I mean? So I can definitely understand that right now. My dad is actually, I found out he got cancer, and he don't want to go back to the doctor at all. He don't want them to tell him what's happening next. You know what I mean? So I definitely agree with that. Any comments on that, KT, as far as I guess like what you tell yourself every day?
You just got to tell yourself, no matter what, you got to keep going. You got to be more aware that everything that you put out into this world, it comes back to you. So you got to be aware that everything starts in your mind. It's all a mind thing. If you wake up every day saying, stuff is messed up, guess what? It's going to be messed up. If you wake up every day saying, I'm sick, eventually you'll get sick. Like, it's all a mind thing first. First and foremost, you could be benching 500 pounds, be up to $300,000, $400,000. Can do whatever you want in the world, but if your frame of thought ain't right, you ain't gonna be right, and ain't nothing gonna turn out right. And that's a constant thing. Like, the person you was 10 years ago ain't the person you are now. The person you gonna be in 10 years, Lord willing, you live that long. And you do gotta wake up every day understanding that you had a chance to live, and now you got choices to make. And whatever choices you make, you got to be able to live with them too. Whether they be good or bad, be able to live with them and look yourself in the mirror and be accountable for them.
So let me ask you this question, because someone in the audience actually asked this question. Actually, it says, "How do KT inspire and motivate his boys?"
By example. I could talk all day long, all day strong till I'm blue in the face. But it's more about what they see me do. Like when they see me get off the airplane coming from Iraq. That's motivation. They still bring that up. When they see me, making sure I took care of myself. Because being a parent is a never-ending job.
True.
Them babies can live to be 80 and I'm 100. I'm still a parent first. So by knowing that and being aware of that, I got to understand that my actions got to be more of an inspiration than anything.
Absolutely.
Right. Let me see something.
And you said, how old are your boys, Kevin?
21.
Oh my God. So I'm 40. My daughter will be 21 this year. My son just turned 16 on the 8th. My other son turned 10 on the 11th this month.
And I'm also say this, I'm gonna add this in too, especially with this being about black men and the black man's panel. What we got to do is wake up and understand that iron sharpen iron, and we stronger together than apart. That's also where we can get this strength. Every black man got some type of trauma, got some type of story. That's just the bottom line of it. And a lot of the stories, especially around here, ain't good ones. But if we realize to stick together versus, always size people up because that's all we used to. That's all we was taught. That's all we was taught was survival first. We all mostly come from survival. I was raised off survival. I wasn't raised off love. I was raised off survival. So then when you get out here in the world, you hurry up and want to look at your fellow man, your fellow black man, as if he the enemy. And what we gonna get being like that? So black men need to get more in tune with each other. It's all right to just say, "What's up with you, my guy? How you doing?" You ain't always got to put on this front like you tough and hard. There's always a bigger shark out there. But if the sharks all got together, then we all eat.
I can agree with that. I can definitely agree with that. My next question would be for everybody on the panel here is some people don't have the courage to ask for help when needed, or even they don't have the courage to be the strength they need to be. So my question would be, how can, because we, as you said, KT, we need to fend together. So how do we fend together at this point and ask for help, or should I say, how do we get someone to get into the way of asking for that help? Because some people won't ask for help. I mean, you may need it, but then you never ask for it because, I mean, our pride or whatever the issue, whatever we feeling at the moment, we won't ask for it. So it's basically a question saying, how do men ask for help without feeling like I'm weak?
The reason that I don't ask for help is because I make sure 9 times out of 10 I don't need anybody's help. So anything that I have to do, I'm gonna go do that first before I have to ask somebody for help. But in the abstract, if I ever did need help, it would be hard for me to ask somebody for some help. It would. And I don't know why that is. I guess it's a man thing, thinking that, you're supposed to be helping others. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. But I do have a hard time. And it's not like I'm trying to put myself in that position where I need help. I'm always trying to do the extra, go the extra mile for myself so I can help other people out, i.e. my kids, my family. But there's been times that I've really needed help and I didn't ask. I just suffered. You know what I mean?
Okay. So when we say help, not just the materialistic things of life either, you know what I'm saying? Because
right.
I may have this drinking habit, you know what I'm saying, that's affecting my mind at certain times all day long, you know what I mean? Like, so when I want to say help, I mean like not just the physical things of help, but also mentally, maybe even emotionally.
A conversation, Yeah,
that we go through. Because I mean, at some point you have a conversation with somebody. You guys have kids. I don't have kids yet, but you guys have kids right now. So you take a kid and you think a kid is going to ask you for help, or a kid is going to say, hey, this is, you know what I'm saying? You may have to ask the kid, what's wrong? You know what I mean? Like I got nephews. So my nephew looks at me. I'm like, what's going on with you? But see, kids are easy because they're young. But as a man, when I think like I'm going through something mentally or emotionally, I think like, I'm just being honest, like I don't want to ask nobody. I don't want nobody, you know what I'm saying, kind of like knowing that I'm going through this in my life. You know what I mean? So where do we find strength in that to try to figure out how we move forward as men? You know, not necessarily us on the panel, but in general as men to ask for help in those situations without feeling like we weak or below something. You know what I mean?
Me personally, I would try to have a better relationship with someone, which would make me, the better the relationship is, it would make me more susceptible to ask them for help. You know what I mean? Like if I don't have a good relationship with you, I'm not going to ask you for anything. You know what I mean?
Right,
so
right.
It's building those close relationships, you know, like with your children, you know, like I'm not where I want to be with my mom right now. And, I think I only got like, not including my kids, like a good 5 people in my life that I can really, really have a conversation with and depend on when I need them. Yes. But it should be more people than that. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. It should be more people.
Got you. Any remarks, KT?
That's still like a challenge, because see, I suffer in silence, but I also understand that either you gonna go seek the help or the help gonna seek you, and that's just what's gonna happen. Like in my instance, it took for a situation to happen for me to realize you need to go get some help, boy. You see what I mean?
Yeah.
But it took for something so dramatic to happen for me to see that. But the lasting effects of it was so positive that I basically took it as, either you're gonna learn the lesson or God gonna shove the lesson in your face. And it's always gonna be like, especially with black men, because it's the same conversation that we've been having for maybe strongly the last 5-6 years now, that they put this exposure on the black man and his mental health and how he moves and how he thinks, and we could really get all the way off into it, even from kids. A lot of black men don't know how to raise kids because their fathers didn't know how to raise kids because their fathers was born, into an environment whereby he knew survival first. So then when it comes to dealing with women, you get a long list of wants and needs from her, but you don't get asked one time what you want and need. So then you build up that wall that nobody knows, nobody cares. And then you turn into this, I don't need nobody. When in reality, everybody needs somebody.
That's true. I think I had this conversation with, I think I'm closer to my mom right now, but I had this conversation with her not too long ago about expressing, I guess, my feelings to her, or putting aside my pride when I'm talking to her sometimes. Because I really don't express a whole lot of things to her when it comes to how I feel or how my business is going. I mean, I might tell her, but she's just getting a plain conversation. You know what I mean? Like, this is what's going on. This is how my business is doing, this and that. It's never been like to where I'm just like, hey, I really feel down. Like I feel like crap right now. Business is it just ain't what it's supposed to be right now. And so I think that's a part of me that I need to work on when it comes to my personal business, and just not wanting to look like, you know what I'm saying, that everything is wrong. And I guess that emotional attachment, like I don't be wanting it, you know what I mean? So all in all, you know what I mean, it's a piece of me that I definitely need to work on as far as that emotional attachment, that emotional help thing. That, I mean, the Hope Coach, I talk to her sometimes about certain things, but I'm never real emotional about a whole lot of things. I mean, as far as drastic things anyway. But that's that on that for me anyway. Any other final thoughts? Cool. All right. So again, today's segment is strength of it all as far as heroes will go.
Can y'all hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you now.
So, I was at my dad's crib last night, and I just go over there every once in a while to clean up, help him out because he's up there in age or whatever. And like I said, I'm not on the best terms with my mom. And so somebody has suggested that just go over there and ring the doorbell and see what happened. I went over there, I rang the doorbell. She didn't answer. I was texting her. She didn't answer my text. She still hasn't, even at this hour right now. And it's only so much I can do. You know what I mean? And back to what Kevin was saying, like if you think that negativity in your head, it's probably going to happen. You know what I'm saying?
Try to give it some time for him to come back. Let's see. I don't know what's wrong with his internet charge. Keep messing up. But so if he comes back in this time that I'm about to say what I'm about to say, then we'll let him finish. But all right, go ahead.
If we choose to have the best outcome of whatever choices that we choose to make, we probably are going to have the best outcome. And like I said, like Kevin was talking about, if you speak negativity, you're going to go through negativity. So I didn't take it. The situation with my mom is like, that's going to be the end all for whatever. I take it like, okay, I'm going to have another chance. You know what I'm saying? Another chance to make everything okay. That's all I was saying.
Okay, got you.
My internet never acts up. It's acting up today.
This broadcast it grabs a lot of internet, so I understand. So today was strength of it all, quote unquote heroes on the panel today. I definitely want to thank you guys for joining the panel today. It's always an honor to have someone else's mindset here besides mine and the Hope Coach and Aisha, which of course is every Saturday. Also here, I'm just gonna go around and let you guys have any final thoughts about strength of it all heroes as of today as a whole, and any words or inspiration you want to give out to anybody that's watching. Whichever one you want to go first.
I'll go first because I got to get out of here, fellas. So
all right,
all I got to say is keep going.
Keep going.
Keep going, my brothers and sisters. Keep going. Keep going. Every day above ground is a good day. Keep going.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Hey, thanks for having me, bro. And I'm going to go ahead and check out.
All right, boss. Appreciate you for showing up. All right, guys. So I'm not sure if Lionel's internet went out again, but we definitely want to thank you guys for tuning in today. As always, we are founded by the Hope Show, helping others prevail every day. You can always check us out on Saturdays at 5:30 p.m. Central Standard Time. In the meantime, guys, keep your... Oh, wait. He's back. Let's see if he has any final thoughts, guys, right before we get out of here. I tried. All right, guys. So, as always, all days are good, some are just better. My last thing I would like to say to you guys is just keep your head up. Guys, we go through a lot of things in life, man. We just have to know how to navigate those things, how to find us a compass and find our way out. But as always, keep your head up. Peace out, guys. I'll see you guys next week, 5 p.m. Central Standard Time, right here on a Sunday. Also, catch us on Saturdays at 5:30 p.m. Central Standard Time on the Hope Show. Peace out.